welcome back to my channel. From the title, you probably know what this video is about. Today I'm talking about women in tech. So to start, let me frame the situation. In 2019, 57% of professional occupations in the US workforce were held by women, but only 26% of professional computing occupations in the US workforce were held by women. In 1985, 37% of computer science bachelor degrees were women. In 2019, only 21% of computer science bachelor degrees were women. Where are all the women going? And why has that number of women studying computer science gone down from the 1980s to now? Let's go back a few hundred years. One of the first people we would call a coder was a woman. Her name was Ada Lovelace. She wrote what was the first computer program ever back in the 1800s. Fast forward to the 1940s. Digital computers were a reality, and women were the ones writing software for the machines. It was a time of World War II, and women were encouraged to take on jobs while the men were fighting overseas. After the war, there was a boom in computing, and more women started to join the field. Over time, stereotypes changed about the field, and it became something for antisocial, geeky boys. The introduction of personal computers as a boy's toy pushed more men into computer science, and they were more likely to have more exposure to computers and coding before coming to college. Various ads broadcasted and influenced the shift too. There were gender roles at home that started from a young age. Boys played with construction sets and electronics, while girls were given dolls and toy kitchen sets. At school, computer clubs were formed and girls were excluded from that. And we still see a lot of effects of this whole shift even today. Following this pattern, when someone said the word engineer or programmer, usually the first image that comes to someone's mind is some guy in a dark room coding on his computer, antisocial, secluded. At school, a lot of computer science classes had the sense of if you hadn't been coding for years, you didn't belong. Hollywood has made tons of movies: Tron, The Matrix, Antitrust, War Games, and more, all of which were hit movies, but the main characters who were coding were male. It's become part of the culture that men are good with computers, and if you aren't like this, if you don't have the right experience, then you aren't allowed. This programmer culture and other factors like sexism in the workplace, lower salaries, and many other examples that have happened years ago and even more recently have led to tons of women having doubts and switching into non-technical fields. In our society, we have such a skewed vision of what working and studying computer science and technology looks like, and it's just not true and not representative of how it should be. And it all starts from a young age too. There are a lot of societal factors that add into this, but one of the main ones is that young girls don't get to see female role models that work in tech. When girls and women see other women in various roles, they can start to imagine themselves in those roles. And as a result, they are more likely to try out those roles and put themselves in it. And unfortunately, that's something that hasn't really happened in tech. More recently, there have been a lot of women in tech and computing organizations like girlswhocode, Black Girls Code, NC-WIT, a bunch of workshops, and the Grace Hopper Conference, which is named after Grace Hopper, who invented the compiler. And there are other initiatives to introduce more girls into tech and help with the whole pipeline issue, especially with the lack of education about the field, a lack of seeing women role models, and having a supportive community in tech as well. More movies like Hidden Figures and toys like Goldie Blocks are being released to inspire girls and show that women are a crucial part of the tech industry. There are so many different stories and experiences within the technology space. A lot of these stories about women in tech aren't heard as much though, and as a result, it makes it hard to find a role model within the tech field. So because of everything I've been talking about, I wanted to start a series to highlight different women in tech. Through the series, I've been able to talk with so many different women about their journey and experiences within technology so far. And each experience is so unique, from what they do in tech, how they got started, where they are in their schooling or career, and what their goals are. As someone watching the series, whether you're in the tech field or not, you identify as a woman or not, if you're thinking about switching to the tech field, or something else. I hope you'll learn more about women in tech through these conversations and about the ever-changing field of technology. Technology is a super versatile field and it affects us in so many different ways in our daily lives. And we don't often get to see the behind the scenes of people working in this field, especially the stories of women. I have learned so much through all of their experiences, and I hope you do too. They are honestly all so inspiring, and I had a blast talking with them inside and outside of the filmed conversations. The first episode will be released later this week, so make sure to subscribe down below to make sure you don't miss this series. Also, make sure to check out some of my other videos and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!